All right, ladies and gentlemen, traders, welcome back to another Relentless recap. As you guys are tuning in, be sure to hit that thumbs up. And if you're a new viewer, consider subscribing to our lovely channel. So, in this one, we'll be talking about stock ADIL, and we'll also look at some others, including HOLO and IXHL, to talk about how we were able to make over $7,600 today day trading stocks from the comfort of my own bedroom. Yes, I trade from my bedroom every day. Behind me, I have a green screen behind me here, right? Behind this green screen, I have my bed and everything. So I'm just a few steps away from my bed, and that is one of the beautiful things about trading is that I don't have a commute. My commute is literally 2 seconds. Takes me 2 seconds to get to my destination and to log in. Now, with that being said, let's talk about our disclaimer because day trading, as we know, is risky. Day trading is a business. You should treat it as such. And trading itself is risky. Business in general is risky. You combine those two things, you have very risky business here, right? So the saying is that 9 out of 10 traders fail, and the other saying is that 80% of small businesses will fail within 3 years. So understand that day trading is not easy. It never was easy. It never will be easy. It's one of the hardest things that I've had to learn how to do. And it's one of the hardest things that I continue to do. And we're not out there working in the sewer system. We're not building bridges and tunnels. But it can be psychological warfare. It can be mental torture. It can be very difficult, facing off against your demons every single day, and you must win every single day, because just messing up once badly can be your entire account gone. That's the risk of trading, right? So I can pull it up. There's more to it, guys. Remember, there's two more things I want to mention. Remember, the live streams and recaps are never an invitation to copy trade. This strategy is too fast paced. You know, there's people out there that will do that type of stuff for swing trading. Hey, I'm watching Amazon here, looking to sell here over the next 2 3 weeks. This type of trading here is in out fast pace. There's a latency on the YouTube stream. There's delays. There's no such thing as, hey, this guy is trying to buy, I'm gonna try and buy. That doesn't exist in this particular style of trading. This is all about learning the strategy so you can go fishing for yourself and not need me to fish for you. All right, that's what this is about. Lastly, I do not invest for my subscribers. I do not offer any mirror trading. I do not offer any copy trading. Be careful with fake accounts. I do not do options trading. There's a lot of fake accounts out there pretending to be me, and they're talking to people about copy trading. Guys, that stuff is nonsense. Anything that sounds too good to be true, that's easy. There's no such thing as easy. Easy, the word doesn't exist when it comes to the financial markets. Everything is hard, takes months, takes years. That's the reality. Do not fall victim for any sort of nonsense out there. Be very careful, stay safe. Now, with that being said, let's jump into it. We might show some archive. There's a nice big sweet trade that I think I might want to show. So stock ADIL, ticker symbol ADIL. ADIL Pharmaceuticals. ADIL Pharmaceuticals. That's the name of this company here. Guys, this one today went from a low of 87 cents, pushed all the way up here to 245, and then continued higher up to 287. Now we did very well trading the front side move. Well, actually, initially it was a little tricky because it moved up so aggressively, so quick here. But we did manage to capture something in the second area. After the pullback, we really locked it in. We really locked it in over here as we curled back up in this area here over VWAP, and especially right here coming up, and then again over here. This thing was very aggressive. We did capture one small area really and truly with size, which is what gave us the bulk of our gains. And it's also a reminder to me that if I can be a little bit more diligent, a little bit quicker, that I can capture more areas with size and potentially have even bigger days coming up. So, uh, in terms of the context, right? Again, let's zoom out. This is one that started very cheaply pre-market, and when 9:30 came, which is where this gray area right here ends, when 9:30 came, this thing started to move a little bit. And usually we're watching a couple of stocks, right? But this thing started to move a little bit, pushes up to 119. Initially, it's a little sideways. It pulls back right here, but then come around 9:45, 9:46. It's like it just takes off, right? And buyers coming in, and it just takes off. So, as you guys know, when a stock moves up too fast, too quickly, it gets into what's called a circuit breaker halt. If you've never heard that terminology before, you can pause this video, you can search it up on Google, or maybe watch a quick short 2-minute YouTube video and come right back. Circuit breaker halt. This stock was going up too fast, too quickly, and got locked in a halt. And this is really and truly where I started watching for some of my first patterns, right? So we're gonna address a couple of questions, right? And we can talk about where I found the stocks I'm trading. Again, where did I find these stocks? One, what patterns and setups was I looking for? Two, and then third and final, how do I look to manage risk on these patterns and setups, these edges that I trade? So the first question, where do I find these stocks? I utilize this software right here called Momo Pro, and I am sponsored by this software. Uh, I wouldn't say that I'm biased. I'm not biased in anybody's favor. I'm only biased in anything that's going to work for me and make sense in terms of helping me to be a better trader, right? Because if there's another platform that I can see is better, that's where I'm going to go. That's just the reality, right? But you guys can use code Relentless for 25% off if you're interested. If you're not, then that's cool too, right? So this right here is called the discovery section. It's essentially a gap scanner. Every morning, this is the section that I come and look to find all the stocks that I trade, BETS, IXHL, and so forth and so forth, right? I'm not sure why I'm not seeing this one up there. Well, actually, no, it is up there. But yeah, it's up there at 80% right here, right? So just as simple as how I'm finding the stocks I'm trading. I'm looking for high percentage moves, high volume, and a lower float. Let's say below 50 million ideally, right? Float, aka shares outstanding for the public to trade. This is important because it has a lot to do with supply and demand. When there's a limited supply available for the public to trade, right? In fact, this one has less than 1 million shares available. When there's a limited supply available for the public to trade and high demand, that can create an imbalance to the buy or sell side, which leads to the opportunities being more plentiful. It's a higher possibility that the patterns, setups, and edges that I look for can reoccur more on a stock like this versus something else. That's all the logic that there is to it. Don't overthink it. There's nothing more. There's nothing less, right? So that's ADIL right here. So this one is still up at this point, 80%, 111 million shares of volume traded, and just 1 million shares available. So you can see people are exchanging shares all day long over and over, right? So that's how I found the stock. Now let's talk about the patterns. Now for reference, right? For reference, if anybody's ever wondering, where does this guy get these patterns, right? So, as I started trading, I came across some of these patterns are famous patterns that you'll find anywhere online. For example, one of the most popular patterns that every single day trader in the world might look at is called a bull flag. Whether you're somebody who's hyper scalping, holding longer, doesn't matter. A bull flag is a bull flag, and it's been out there for years. So this is one of the patterns that I look for, right? Now this is the entire list here. This is the entire list of patterns that I look for, right? This website right here is my course website. You don't need to buy the course or anything, but if you click on this list, you can screenshot this area right here, right? Just chapter 24, you can screenshot chapter 24, and these are all the patterns and edges that I look for when I trade every single day, over and over and over. And the particular pattern that we're going to look at here is called the halt trade, right? the halt trade, let's go ahead and talk about the halt trade right here. So again, when the stock moves up too fast, too quickly, it gets halted. Other than that, we kind of had a high of day entry, right? We had a high point here at 29. In fact, 32 really. We had a high point of 32. It pulled back. It held up the VWAP, and you can say we had a bit of a bull flag right here, a bit of a miniature bull flag going up, right? The 1 minute candle ended up making the new high. This is usually the type of place I'd be looking to buy over 28 and then over 32. And hey, can we keep going? So Relentless, if you're buying for break of 28, break of 32, how are you looking to manage risk? The moment it is not continuing to go in the direction I would like, I am selling my trades, cutting it. Even if it means for a bigger loss. If I'm in at 30 and it flushes down to 15, I'm out instantly for a 15-cent loss. But what I realized over time is that in a lot of situations, if I can keep it tight, the stock will go, even if it's not in the exact moment that I expect it to, and I can be able to then get back in if I'm not accurate, right? That's the basis of how I'm looking to manage risk in 99% of the trades I take, whether it's high or low or in between. So the halt pattern now, right? So we break out of the bull flag, we get a nice move up. We went from 65, we resume 5 minutes later. It opens up at 62, dips to 54, and rips to 210. And I got caught off guard here. I didn't expect this stock to be as aggressive as it was. This stock ended up being ultra aggressive, and I wasn't even able to keep up. I wasn't even able to keep up with this thing, man. It was so aggressive. So IXHL, we're gonna pull it up here. So again, it's halted up. So we came a little late, or else I could have gotten the bull flag, right? That's the first pattern I would have been looking for. Now the second pattern. So on that list of patterns, no pattern is necessarily better or worse than the other. It's just a matter of what's presented to me, what's available to me, right? So right hand side of the screen, ADHL, it's about to resume here. We had 65, it opens up. There's 57, 55. I'm going to take an entry here because I am not seeing a lot of selling, and I think it's possible we can rip over 65 and get to 75. So and again, I want to see it instantly going. I'm instantly going. We're here at 60, 61. It's not moving as fast, especially for a halt resumption, which is, other than the open, is like one of the most volatile times of the day. So immediately, again, if it's not going, I'm selling. And I sold right there, and I'm like, wait, what's going on? And then we saw 62, but then there's a bit of a spread. So right here, I'm a little shaken as to if it's gonna go. But here's the move that I thought we could have seen. So, some of you guys might say, Relentless, why did you expect to see 75? Guys, this is one of the things that experience will help you out with, right? I've seen so many stocks be halted up around 150, 160. And being that we were at 160, if this was going to be a good halt resumption, can we see 170, 175, 10, 15-cent move? And so I'm out. There was a little bit of indecision there around 60, 61. This thing was already at 75. And so here's the move that I thought we could have gotten already going. So I'm like, okay, it moves so aggressively here that I'm convinced now that it can potentially go to 80, 85. So I buy 72, but I'm already missing that first trade that I could have had, right? And you can even say here, maybe I'm even chasing the entry, but I'm not going to use the word chasing. I'm going to realize it's how strong this is. I'm going to try to jump back in. It gets up to 80. There's a 30,000 share seller at 83. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to sell it there. And there's a seller here. We went from 60 to 80. I'm thinking this thing might need to dip because it just gave such a big move. And even before the halt, we already gave a big move from like 132, right? Remember we mentioned we probably would have bought 132 if we were watching this thing early, right? So it gets up to 83, and it's just gonna keep going here if I remember correctly. It doesn't really dip. Yep, 80. So I'm gonna right here. I'm gonna realize, okay, I need to get in at 83. When I buy, I get a higher fill all the way 88. The halt is at 94, and I essentially missed the entirety of this move up. That's what I'd say. I botched almost all the trades there. So let's fast forward. It gets a little tricky here, but we do end up getting a bit of a 3 bar play. And here's another trade that I'm gonna miss, which is the high of day entry over 210. So initially we had a low of 189. Right here, I hesitated on buying 189, looking to risk off the low of the last candle because I thought we might have dropped lower. Because again, I'm thinking we're extended. I'm not looking to trust 190. I think this thing can probably drop to 178, 175. So I don't buy it right here. In my mind, I'm thinking that I could, but I don't want to. And look at how quickly it goes without me. This split decision timing with trading that makes you that can make you frustrated, because maybe if I did capture a lot of this move, I would have been more willing to just buy 90 and say, hey, if I lose, even if I lose at 80 and I have to buy lower, maybe 70, 75, who cares? If I'm already up 2K, getting a big chunk of this move up, but missing almost the entire thing, and also thinking we're extended it, I have nothing to really back up me buying this high. Because I thought 190 was high, and I second guessed the entry, and I'm gonna pay the price. There's 90. I could have been in right there, 92, 93, and I could have said, hey, if it flushes down to 80 or 75, I'll just take the 10, 15-cent loss. No big deal. But I didn't want to do that. I'm not gonna get in. And there's two right here. But here's the thing. Right here, I should have been buying for 210. But it moved so dang fast. It moved so fast that it's like I got blitzed. I got blitzed right here. It's like I couldn't believe that it was already at 207 after just being at 190. It's like I just blinked and opened up my eyes, and there's 210. I'm like, oh shoots. And I'm like, now in my head, what's happening is like I didn't buy 190. I didn't buy 205. I'm thinking like maybe it rejects 210. Like it could get to 11 and then stop. I don't buy, and it gets to 25. And it's like, are you kidding me, man? So right here, it's like, okay, if we can hold above 10, I might try to get in. I'm gonna try to get in here. But you can see I'm basically like missing all the good trades, right? We get up to 20, 25. I should have sold this position already for gains. Why am I waiting? Okay, there we go. But this is essentially how we got ourselves going, right? So that was and I'm showing you guys some level 2 action. So hit that thumbs up, please. This is the extra screen that I record that I show to the students only via the archive, right? So I upload this every day for the students to be able to review, just like how I'm doing right here. They can rewind, fast forward, skip backwards, whatever. So I only show this to the students. I upload this at the end of the day for the students only, but I'm showing it to the YouTube stream. So guys, hit that thumbs up. Let's get up to 100 likes on this video. In fact, let's get up to 400 likes because there's going to be like 1,000 viewers, right? Hit that thumbs up. Hit that thumbs up, please. If you're watching on right now, in the comments, down below, you can hit spray bottle, right? Type the phrase spray bottle, or just maybe spray. Let me know who's watching on, who's really paying attention here. Type spray, the word spray down below. We're spraying here, spraying green. So I'm gonna skip ahead to the big trade, and then I'm gonna shut it down because I'm not gonna show everything here. So oh man, BETS. Guys, I basically missed BETS. I missed from all the way down here at like 4, like 4, let's say 415, basically to like 5. I think I could have made like 5K here in this move up. Very disappointing. Again, it's so easy to get frustrated, but you got to keep cool. You got to remind yourself as to why you're here, and ultimately being patient and being disciplined is what's going to allow you to be successful. If you get frustrated, then you're only going to trade worse. So right here, ADIL, Um, this is going to end up being a good trade here. So initially, I'm watching for the 1 minute candle to make the new high, and I want to see us break the high of this range. We've been having resistance around 22 area. Can we break 22? And if we do, can we see 30, 35, 40? So I'm watching here for essentially the break of 22. Small buyer comes in, 13,000. I'm getting back in, and I have reasons to believe we can break out over the level here. We've been consolidating for a while. The volume has picked up a little bit. So for those of you who are watching back the video in full, pay attention to those small subtleties. We get up to 29. I take the profits. I'm in at 17, selling into the spreads. And for me, this is a good gain. But once we start to prove that we can hold above this resistance here, it lingers for a half second. This is me just seeing if we can hold. And once I see us moving away and moving up on the bids, 23, 24, the ask is going higher. I'm going to say, okay, time to add. And let's see this move. Okay, the bid's moving up. The ask is going higher. I'm looking to add right here. And if it doesn't go, I'm going to sell it immediately, no matter if it's flushing down, if it's sideways. If it's not going, I'm selling it. If it's going up into the green, I'm selling it for profits. I'm selling regardless of what happens. And I buy again, and I don't even know what kind of fill I might have gotten. But there's also now a small bit of 13,525. Right here, I want to see 40. Can we see 40? I'm going to sell some between 32 and 36 just to protect myself. And I got filled 34. So this wasn't a great ad. I got filled really high trying to buy like what, 20, 26, 28, 27. This is a terrible ad because it's so high up. I should have been in 28. But sometimes that's what happens. You just don't get the fill you want. So this is not really the trade then. So there's another trade that's coming somewhere, but that's a good attempt. I'm being aggressive here, but then we get sellers right at 29, and we're back at 22, which was the resistance. How well are we going to hold 22? It seems like it's holding it well here for now. I'm still watching. I think I'm going to get in somewhere here. I should have been in, to be honest. I should have been in, so it looks like I'm missing a small trade there. This time I'm going to be in, and this is just kind of us holding above the level, really. So it looks like that big trade is going to come right here. So I'm in 28. I'm selling this for a couple cents. And right here, I'm going to get aggressive. So I take 33, and now I'm watching for it to break over 40, and high of day is now 45. So we proved that we're holding up the resistance at 22. If for students who are watching it back, pay attention to how much resistance we had at 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. And now that we're holding above 22 on this dip down and we're pulling away from the level a little bit, I'm confident right here that we can see a potential move through 40 for 45. I'm in, and it goes nuts. Lovely trade here. Lovely, lovely, lovely trade. Selling right up into that halt. And ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do it for the recap. Hit that thumbs up. I got to hit the road. Hit that thumbs up. Consider subscribing to the YouTube channel. Consider taking a look at these links, such as Momo Pro, the scanning software that I use. Consider looking at the course link for those of you who are interested in starting your journey here and learning how to trade, whether you're a beginner or even if you're intermediate. We go from 0 to advanced. So you guys can feel free to check out the curriculum. It's quite long, quite intensive, but it is progressive, right? You guys can feel free to check us out. And now you can utilize coupon code NYSE for 40% off. Of course, we are having our day trader meetup here over the next upcoming days, so you guys can stay tuned for some content. It's gonna be fun. It's always a blast hanging out with the team, hanging out with the guys. Other than that, lastly, you guys can take a look at our chat room. Maybe you're already a good trader and you just want a place to hang out. You can check out the Relentless Trading chat room. We now have over 6,000 people here. It's a great community, right? You can see how people are doing. You can see call outs depending on what you want, what you need. It's all here. All right. So check it out, right? You have the moderators and a lot of the team house guys here. And of course, it's a great community. Right? You can always come and check out the profit loss section. This section you can even take a look at without being in the Discord, but if you want to be a part of the action, you guys know where to find us. All right. Stay safe, stay green. We do utilize our voice channels. This is where we go and have phone calls with each other, right? We can also share our screens. Not everyone will have the access to do that, but if you want to share your screen, you can. I can give you access if you ask me. But other than that, yeah, stay safe, stay green. Our students have their own dedicated area in here. The MMU team, right? All the orange names. But yeah, guys, stay safe, stay green. It's been Relentless Trader. Hope you guys have a good one. I am, of course, as we're spilling some tea there, I'm getting out of here. All right, hit that thumbs up. I gotta run, gotta go. 400 likes.